So yesterday I had actually put up my paperwork for the discovery. And what I want to do is I want to go over a lot of the things in the discovery, but I want to take the time out for people to understand that my specific case, as small as it may be to most people, because, it's only one person or whoever the witnesses is and stuff like that. This is only one situation. There's a lot more greater things going on in this world. And I understand that I don't look at my case as being like, the genocidal in Palestine or, the war in Ukraine and stuff like that. But the thing is that my case is a direct reflection of the characteristics of America. And I know people not going to be able to understand it because a lot of people are like pretty stupid. So people ain't going to really understand what I mean by that. And the smart people that are going to be able to understand that know exactly what I'm talking about. When you have a community, all right, you have a community that promotes the demasculation of African Americans, which means that they promote women to target a man, to strip a man from his resources, to strip a man from his reputation, to strip a man from his social habitat. When you promote that type of stuff, when you promote being able to lie, to do these type of things, what this does is it signifies that this is something that has happened not only just against me, but it's happened against multiple people. And the thing is, it actually transcends color lines. Like for race, it transcends color lines. This happens for white males too. And what you saw is when Kamala Harris ran for presidency, what you saw was that same behavior, the same remembering of men being stripped from their natural resources, being stripped from their social structure, their money, everything being stripped. They remember that. They remember that women did that. And they remember what happens when women have the upper hand in certain situations, that they exploited. And don't get it wrong. I know you're going to bring up Puffy and Bill Cosby and these type of people because you're going to say, well, men exploited too. And what I will say is that, no, men don't exploit it like that. You never see men targeting women to strip them from stuff. You never see that. Not at all. Never. You never see men being like, oh, this woman got a bunch of stuff. Let me go ahead and try to scam her. You don't see that. Now, you may see that for like the romance type of things. But this is something that is not, when I say never see it, excuse me, let me rephrase that. When I say never see it, I don't mean exceptions to the rule. There's always going to be exceptions to any rule. I don't care what it is, unless it's like death or something like that. And even then you don't die. You don't really die. You just transition. So, I don't want people to think that when I say it never happens, it just does not happen. It's not what I mean. What I mean never happens, I mean the scale of it is not scaled the way it is for women. Women, this is all it does. And if you don't believe me, ask when you're dating a woman, what's the first thing the woman asks you? She gonna ask you what you do for a living. Men only ask you that not because of how much you make and stuff like that. They only ask you that because they want to see what are your hobbies? What are your what do you do for a living? Like what are your likes and dislikes and things like that. So when you see women do it, you know that they're targeting your bag. And this is normal. Every man knows that women do this. This is not like it's a secret. Everybody knows that this happens. So women target men. They target men. They target men for monetary purposes. And then other men, like weak men or like sucker men, they promote this type of behavior. They promote the scamming behavior. And that's the problem with America right now. We have a scamming mentality. Everybody's committing fraud. Everybody's committing fraud. It's like WCW, WWF fraud. It's this wolf ticket fraud. It's this that type of fraud. I'll never forget. Like no, as a matter of fact, I'm not going to say this personal story, but one of the things that women find, very, very refreshing when they deal with me is that I'm very honest. And when they find out how honest I am, because everything I say is true, it's the truth. When they find out that, it's refreshing to them. It blows their mind. They're like, yo, I ain't believe, most men they don't tell the truth about this. You see what I'm saying? So they're refreshed. They're like, damn, that's crazy. But it also stems a lot of their insecurities. Because if I'm very honest, what happens? They're not honest. You see what I'm saying? They be lying. And truthfully, I have never met a woman that was honest. And this is just how it is. But I've also never met many men that were honest either. I don't meet men that are honest, because this is the problem with humanity. This is a humanity problem. Humans are not honest. They are not, yo. They don't have no honest bone in their body. They'll lie about everything. They will even, like, some people worse than others, yo. Like, I've met women that will lie about everything, yo. And it's funny because, I would call them out on this joint, but I'm not going to. Like, it's women that will literally lie about anything. You know what I'm saying? And it's sad. And the problem is when you have men, weak men that promote this type of stuff, we have the type of country that we have. You get what I'm saying? And we're never going to be able to change the type of country that we have, because we're never going to be able to change the type of country that we have because y'all not changing yourself. And I want to rephrase that again. We're never going to change the type of country that we have because y'all not changing yourself. You people hate yourself so much that you try to be somebody else. Now, this is not trying to be a better person. You're still trying to be yourself, but you're trying to amplify your strengths and eliminate your weaknesses. You get what I'm saying? That's not that. You people be trying to be somebody you're totally not. That's what you people try to do. And the thing is that people like me are sick of it. Like, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of seeing people do that. I'm sick of seeing people do the same thing and expecting a different outcome. I'm watching some like type of show on the joint, which made me get on here because he talking about the Donald Trump, the presidential election. I knew Donald Trump was going to win. You know why I knew Donald Trump was going to win? Because Hillary Clinton just ran for presidency 8 years ago when women weren't as bad as they are now. Women have gotten worse. Women in all areas, not just minority women, white women too. Y'all gotten worse. And it's bad. And not only women have gotten worse, men have gotten worse. Yes, men have gotten worse. You niggas have gotten even more suckerish. Yeah, y'all suckers too. And like when I see it, I'm like, look at this. Like, when you see the type of environment that we are growing up in, whether it's urban, rural, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. America is at a complete debacle of crossroad. America is lit right now. America is lit full of you suckers. And like we're over inhabited by suckers, yo. Like, for example, let me give you an example of sucker stuff, yo. I got a chance to when I did my investigation on my case, right? And I found out that the guns were planted and that the guns were trafficked. This is amazing work, yo. To see that the cops traffic guns is crazy. Now, did I know that the cops traffic guns? Well, obviously, when I did my research, I found out about Operation Fast and Furious and stuff like that. Then I found out that the cops traffic guns. This is amazing work. Imagine you being a person that's just a regular guy. All you want to do is just live a regular life. I just want to stay out the way. That's all. And then you find out that the cops trafficked the gun on your case and planted it on you. Think about that. Why'd you do that to me? Why'd you do that to me? Why did I have to deal with that? I'm not like, this is the sad part about life. It almost reminds me of like Dr. Martin Luther King. You think Dr. Martin Luther King wanted to be himself? Then you think that he had 4 kids. He had 4 kids. Dr. Martin Luther King wanted to be a father. I got a child. I wanted to be a father. What y'all want? I was picking my daughter up every other weekend, man, spending time with her and all that. I wanted to be a father. What did y'all want to do? You wanted to put me in prison. And then you think that that's okay. And that's the type of environment that we have. We have people doing stupid stuff like that. Like, nobody wins like this. All the stuff that y'all doing shows that nobody's going to win. Nobody's going to win. So when you see Dr. Martin Luther King, he wanted to be a father, but what happened? He had to be a civil rights advocate and fighter and all that. He had to be that. You know why he had to be that? Because nobody else was doing it. This is the sad part about us as a community. We got all these tough guys walking around here. Y'all want to run to do something that is negative. You want to run and do something that's stupid. You want to run and do something that's violent. You want to run and do something that will literally sell yourself out. But you ain't running to do nothing positive. You're not running to do nothing that's stand up. You'll run for some pussy though, but you are a pussy. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is the type of mentality that goes on with the type of men in this country. The women are worse. The women are worse. You run to get your body done. You run to get your body done. You're going to run for pictures on social media, but you ain't running to be loyal. You're not running to be stand up in your relationship. You're not running to be honest. You're not running for none of that. We got a president running to be president. Think about that for a second, yo. Think about that. We got a president that no company will hire. No company with his background will hire Donald Trump, yo. But he's now president of the United States. I really hope that you African Americans, you black people, however you want to call yourself, because I know black people like, I'm not African and all this other stupid stuff. You willing to stand for something stupid, but you ain't willing to stand for nothing that's sturdy and thorough. How amazing is that? That's all you people do is sell out. All right, man, look, I'm at a point right now when I see it, I just crack up. Because like when I also did the investigation on my case, I found out a lot about myself. And I found out that was targeted. I was targeted on that. I was targeted. People that was a normal for me. People were plotting to do that to me. People were plotting to put things on me. Thank God now that I don't hang with nobody. You know what I'm saying? But people were plotting to do that type of stuff to me. And being able to see that, and now all I do is I just make sure that I keep records of this type of stuff so that if I have to defend myself properly, I do. And that's the type of behavior that you'll see out here for chosen ones. You got to go through the extreme. You got to go through the extreme. You got to go through the max to defend yourself. Because what you're going to do is you're going to find people scheming, and they're going to do anything that they can to try to act like they ain't scheming. They're going to do anything they can. I went in there for like all this. They'll make an excuse. I went in there for this and it wasn't because of this. Yeah, but why was you in there? Why was you there? Why was you there? And the truth is, if I subpoena your phone, if I have to do something to you and I subpoena your phone, I find out that, you see what I'm saying? See, this is the type of stuff and that's what happened with me when I subpoenaed the records for the gun. When I subpoenaed the records for the gun, what I found out was that the gun was never bought or sold at the store. This right here is a big deal. This is a big deal because it means that everybody on my case was complicit. And it also means that if once my case goes into federal court and it gets overturned or is won, that means every case that cop, Rich Ronhold, had put in the state or were in the feds or any case he testified on could be pulled back into question. Do you think the city of Philadelphia wants that? You think the city of Philadelphia wants that type of police work? They never do. Because all them cases mean that they got to take a look at them Jones. That'll take years. Because he's a dirty cop. One dirty cop messes up the whole city. So you know what they do? They try to sweep it under the rug. Or they try to out you like you some type of criminal, you some type of whistleblower, you some type of snitch, you some type of sucker, you some type of something, whatever that you not. Because you know one thing about being a snitch or a sucker or anything like that that people will try to say is you not those people have the hardest life. What are you talking about? Those people have the hardest life, right? When they have the hardest life? Think about this for a second, right? The lady that sued Donald Trump, the one that was in Georgia, I'll bring the case up. The one that was in Georgia, she said she was receiving death threats. This is an old 70-year-old lady type of joint. She like 70 or something like that. She was receiving death threats by the day. I want y'all to think about that for a second. This old lady couldn't even just live her life because she was receiving death threats from you suckers. First of all, who calls somebody and tells them that they're going to kill them? Like, just do it, dickhead. I mean, this is just sad work, man. I mean, like, what is this? Like, this is sucker stuff. So you doing that for what? And to think that I got a case for harassment and stuff like that, but y'all ain't what happened with them people. This is what I'm saying. This is what when you know that there's no fairness. There's no fairness. And you ever want to see unfairness? Look at the black community. All you gotta do is look at the minority community. You'll see the most unfairness you'll ever see. You know why it's unfair like that? Because I've never seen crabs on this level. If you ever want to see crabs, this is like king crab. This is the crabbiest of crabs right here, this level. This is the crabbiest of crabs. This is the backstabbiest of backstabbies. That's what this is. And when you see, you know, people trying to be positive, when I changed my life, I had already did a prison stint. I changed my life. When you see people trying to be positive and push the messages, you saw the Facebook posts I had up there. As soon as they started seeing me trying to change my life, you know what they did? They set me up. They set me up. And guess who they used to set me up? Think about it. Guess who they used to set me up? The people that are sellouts. My own community. The sellouts. And I mean, I'll get a chance to really go into depth, because if y'all don't know anything about Willie Lynch, I'm gonna put the Willie Lynch letter up there. I'm gonna put the Willie Lynch letter, because when with Willie Lynch, what I found out, first of all, I found out that these people are spies. That's what I found. That's another thing, you know, when you investigate. When I investigated my case and I found out that people were actively plotting to plant evidence and stuff like that on me, I also found out that these people are spies. Like, this is a normal thing. And most of the people around you, if you're a chosen one, and you're looking at this, you really need to start figuring out how to get away from people and become self-sufficient, because people are spies. These people are spying on you, yo. They're literally spying on you. And not only they're spying on you, but they're actively trying to get you out the way. Actively. And I know that this is normal for successful people, but when it's normal for people that are just willing to stand on themselves, like I'm courageous enough to stand on what's right. So when being the person that's courageous enough to stand on what's right, you always going to be a target. It don't matter if you have a bunch of money, or if you have a bunch of money, you even more going to be a target, because they're going to try to take the money from you. This is really the life that this is how sad life is. They will really try to take the money from you. Look at Puffy. You know, and I'm not saying Puffy was a good person. Puffy did a lot of nut stuff. I'm sure he did. Everybody has. But when you look at Puffy, how many people did he save? None of them people going to stand up for Puffy. So it makes you wonder, hold on, wait. If something happens to me and I take a fall and I do one bad thing, but I did 100 good things, does that wipe out the 100 good things? Well, we know that this is true in the minority community, because we'll sell a person out fast as hell. We'll disown them. We'll flat out disown them. Oh, I don't know that person. He's this, he's that. When you do that, Don't you see that? What do white people do? White people ain't doing that. They not doing that. White people like, man, we making him president. White people would have made Puffy president. Think about that for a second. What's the difference between Puffy and Donald Trump? We know what the difference is. White people would have made Puffy president. That's the type of world we live in. You people sellouts. You people sellouts, yo. Straight like that. And I don't care what happens. Like, I don't care the fact that I say this joint with my face and all that. All y'all sellouts. All of y'all. I'm speaking on everybody. I'm speaking to everybody. I'm speaking to people that voted for Donald Trump, and I'm speaking for the people that voted for Kamala Harris. I'm speaking for all y'all. If you didn't vote, you less of a sellout. But you probably more than likely still a sellout. Hold on, I'm gonna show you how real I am. I'm speaking of me too. I'm speaking of me, how I grew up. Because I grew up with dudes that I literally, them dudes didn't have to pay for nothing around me. I took care of everything. I thought I was doing well. I tried to help people. But what did I do? When a person says, yo, bro, I need your help, man, these dudes did something to me. What was the first thing I did? I went for violence. Instead of going there trying to diffuse the situation, I went for violence. So, and you know, when I needed money, when I needed money to take care of my folks, when they didn't work forever, when my mom had to get disability and all that forever, when she was sick forever, what I do? I went to the quickest thing that a person would do in our communities. I sold drugs. See, this is the stuff that people ain't going to tell you. This is the mentality people ain't going to tell you, yo. They ain't going to tell you that. But see, like I said, I'm 100. That's something that these people ain't. So I was a sellout then. What I stood for? What I stood for? It's only now as I reflect back and I get a chance to stand on something that's solid. I get a chance to stand on solid ground. That I get a chance to really stand on something, and I could call it out. Yeah, I could do that because I stand for something. But we're talking about a 20-year span. We're talking about something that is over 20 years. This is a 20-year span of growth. But I aspired to do growth. You people are staying stagnant. Because y'all think that it's cool to do this type of stuff. I don't think it's cool. I look at violence as the last resort. And if I do it, I'm gonna do it. But I look at it as the last resort. It's not the first thing. It means that this was the moment where I had to make this decision. It was either a split-second decision because I was there to save my life, or it was a decision that had to be done because of 50 times of transpiring of you oppressing me. This is not something that I'm just like, oh, you know what? You said something stupid to me, so I'm just going to do this. No, because most of the time I can just get over it. Like I said in the last joint, like that's small. That's that sucker stuff. I can overlook that. That's the fly. That's the fly on the king. That's the fly on the lion. This is the Willie Lynch letter shows you that white people actually had a whole system of how they were going to do African Americans. They had a whole system of how they was going to control them. And you know what's crazy? We falling for it right now. That Willie Lynch letter came out about 300 years ago. We don't have anything but our government system that's lasted 300 years, and our government system is in the trash. Right now, we don't have no rights. We don't have no constitution. Everything is gone. Nope, the Constitution is gone. Every time we look up, we're losing one of the amendments. Every time we look up. We're losing one of the amendments, y'all. Every time we look up, we're losing one of the if you look at the Electoral College, if you look at the way the Republic was, how you voted senators in back in the days of of Rome. We were voting in presidents like that, but then we had the electoral college and then it was over. So you got to understand the schemes. They're like, oh yeah, we're going to give you rights. And then all of a sudden, oh yeah, we'll give you the rights, but we're going to put this little asterisk in there. So we're going to make you think you got rights, but in reality, you don't have no rights. Just like I put up there Operation Stingray, the stingrays that the police use listening to people's conversations on the phone, or the VR camera that they use to look into people's house. Y'all don't really have no clue about the type of stuff that goes on now, yo. You don't know that you're being spied on 24/7, yo. 24/7, you're being spied on. And if it was up to me, I wouldn't want to live like this. And I'm not going to live like this. I'm not going to live like this. Straight like that. I'm telling you that right now. But you know, one thing about being a believer is it's not always how you live too. It's also how you die. It's also how you die, yo. You know, y'all have brought this country down. You have made humanity. You've given humanity a bad name, and y'all haven't changed yet. For 2,000 years, this is the same stuff y'all been doing. 3,000 years, humanity has not changed, yo. If you look at all the stories out of the Bible, all the stories at the Vedic text, all the stories about human beings, all the historians that wrote, from the historians from the African Sahara, the Sahel, and all the historians from the Eastern traditions, from Mongolia and all that, all the way to the Europeans, you'll see that if you really look at it, you'll see that human beings have not changed. Y'all have not changed, yo. Y'all are still the debauchery, degrading yourself, degrading your soul. You degrade your body. You degrade the family structure. You degrade yourself, and then you kill our prophets. And then you kill our prophets. And then you kill our prophets. I want y'all to think. I want y'all to say that. I want y'all to repeat after me. And then you kill, and then say, then I kill my prophet. Because y'all did that. Instead of y'all being solid people and trying to create better systems and better structures for us to have a better humanity, the first thing you do is you ready to destroy it. That's all y'all want to do is destroy stuff. Why y'all ain't destroying the bad stuff? Why y'all not knocking down the bad stuff? Why y'all not cleaning up y'all community? Why y'all not doing what I'm doing? Oh yeah, because it's not popular. Yeah, it's not popular to do this. It's not popular to talk like this. It's not popular to be stand up. You got to be a sellout. It's popular to be a sellout. I forgot. I'm sorry about that. It's popular to be a sellout, yo. You know, when that case happened to me, when my case happened to me, and my friends, my so-called friends, were exposed, the worst thing that they did, the worst thing they could have did was not finish the job. Because one thing about me is, yo, you did me a favor. You exposed yourself. You exposed your hand. It's like when people are like undercover cops, but their cover's blown and they didn't get the objection done, the objective done. They didn't get the objective done. Y'all cover was blown too fast, and you ain't get the objective done, y'all. Because guess who's still here? I'm still here. And I'm going to fulfill that purpose. I'm going to fulfill that purpose. That was a hidden blessing. And I want to thank you for that. Alexandria Greenwood, I want to thank you for that. Xavier Higgins, I want to thank you for that. Y'all two people, I want to thank y'all. I want to thank you for that. I will make sure that, I will put the witness statements. I'll make sure that I'll keep that with me forever. I'm gonna keep it with me forever, because I think that people need to see the level of stupidity of people. You know what I'm saying? Of people when they sell out. Zave never said my name, yo. And I'm gonna go through I'm gonna go through the witness statements. I'm gonna read the things off, and I'm going to literally point out to everybody. It should be obvious, the lies in there, but just the lies are the type of stupid stuff that they talk about. I want people to take a look at this, because it's almost a level of insanity that a person like me could get arrested for something like that. It's insane, but it shows you that the level of spies that be on this earth, that people are spies, yo. And it shows you when you're a targeted individual, when you are a good person, yo, you always going to be a targeted individual, yo. Yup. And it's sad because, everything that I've ever done in my life, I've never done hastily. I never did it like in a sense, like I never did it with malicious intent. I never did nothing with malicious intent, yo. I always did it when I felt like I had no choice, or I felt like I was standing on what was right. I don't care what it was. And I mean that even with going forward, that no matter what I've done, no matter what I do, I'm doing it because I feel like I'm right. And I'm right. And I'm going to be right. It's not, no, I feel like I'm right and I'm totally wrong. No, I'm going to be right. And when you look at the way that they changed the laws around here, like the common law and the maritime law and the amendments, and the way you vote for the electoral college, like the way they changed the voting structure for presidency, because it used to be just straight up who was the most popular. I think the popular vote. I think that's what they call that, the popular vote. And when you look at those things and how they change it, it shows you that our world now, our country now is being structured not around who's the most solid person? Who's the most solid person? Who's the person that stands on the most principle? Who's the one that lives his life the thoroughest? Who's this one that makes when he's put in the position, who's the one that makes the best decisions? Who's the one that makes the most objective decision? Who's the one that makes the decision that is good for everybody, not just himself? Who's the most selfless person? No, we live in a world where you have you reward the most selfish person in the world. You reward the person that has a 50-room mansion with one person living in the house. You reward him. You give him enough money to get a 100-room mansion. But the person that has $1 to his name that gives away 99 cents of it. Yo, you know what type of person I was to my family? You know what type of man I was to my daughter? Not even my baby mom wasn't even in a relationship, and I would give her money. We wasn't even in a relationship. I didn't want to be with her. I was in another relationship, and I would still look out for her if she needed me. I don't think that people really understand how like this is what you ripped apart. Who does that? We know who does that. The crabs. The crabs do that. You saw me ready to get out of the barrel and you didn't like that. And you pulled me back in the barrel. No, you're going to die over here with us. All right. I like that. See, this is the type of America that we've created. We've created the mentality where we celebrate debauchery. We celebrate this type of behavior. We celebrate you making the wrong decisions. You not standing on nothing because you're easier to control. And by that, I mean, I can guarantee you going to sell out. All I got to do is give you a price. You're going to sell out. There's certain things I'm just not going to do. I don't give a fuck. I don't care what nobody comes to do for me. I'm not going to do it. Or offers me or whatever. I'm not going to do it. I don't care what the punishment is. I'm not going to do it. And I almost feel like when I use the example of what's his name of Braveheart, of the boy in Braveheart where Mel Gibson played, and I'll bring his name up there. I forget his name right now, but you know, he got his balls cut off, and he got his dick cut off. And he obviously got his legs and hands cut off and put in opposite ends of their territory. But a lot of you people won't get your dick cut off. A lot of you people won't get your balls cut off. Y'all wouldn't do that. You'll sell your children out. You sell your children right out. Go ahead, children. Anybody but me. That's what you would do. Meanwhile, I'd rather have been homeless. I showed y'all the text. I'd rather have been homeless than for my child to not have a home. See, this is the type of mentality that we have in America. It's so crabby, especially in minorities. Like, it's so crabby. Y'all so crabby. Y'all so sellout. Yeah, I like looking at it is more corny. It's the corniest I've ever seen. It's the corniest I've ever seen. I'll come back on here to break down everything that happened on the discovery, because you got to understand, when I saw my discovery, I got a chance to see it step by step. And then when I investigated the case, and I'll give you, I'll let people, give you a chronological order of each piece of evidence that I found that was just complete insanity. And I wrote some of it even on the papers that you see, because I was in jail at the time. So you'll see that I wrote on there like stuff like, what the heck is this? Like, you'll see the papers when you read it. And when you've been set up, when you're one of those people that's been set up, when you're one of those people that were innocently incarcerated, this is something that will never leave you. This is something that will change you for the rest of your life. Because now you look at people for what they truly are. You look at people for what they truly are, yo. And it's not even being set up that bothers me. It's everything that happened before then and everything that happened after. Because like I said, it'd be one thing as if Save was just scared of jail. It'd be one thing as if it was like, cause it's always, you gotta always follow, like following the money when somebody dies. You always gotta follow the person that goes to jail. More than likely, that person is the one that stood tall. The person that goes to jail is not the one that told. Well, duh. Wouldn't you think? Wouldn't not be the person that didn't go to jail? But no, y'all so stupid. You'll believe anybody, especially the cops. Y'all so stupid. Y'all be like, oh, you'll talk about rats and shit like that, but then you'll listen to the cops. This is crazy stuff. This is insanity. This is the world we live in. Y'all so hypocrites. Y'all hypocrites. Y'all hypocrites. So, it's not that if he was afraid of jail, it would be that. And if the girl, like I said, I'm not sending my girl to jail, but she's so much of a sucker. Like, these people are so much of a sucker that it wasn't that. And when they had a chance to make it right, they didn't. They didn't. And even worse, they stood on the stand, raised their right hand up to God, and lied. That's it for me. That's when you know what type of world we live in. And I don't want to hear people talking about that's not everybody. Everybody ain't going to do that and all this type of stuff. Who not going to do it? Who? Go ahead, comment. Which one of y'all? Who not going to do it? All y'all going to do it. All y'all going to do it, yo. All y'all going to do it. You know how I know all y'all going to do it? Because look at the world, the way the world is now. Y'all destroyed this joint. Y'all destroyed this joint. It's all on y'all. It's all on y'all, because I ain't participating in this joint no more. I've been checked out this joint. I ain't participating in none of this shit no more. Y'all got this. Y'all completely burnt this joint out. From genocides to trying to act like one ain't the other, to being so much of a big ass hypocrite, to trying to condemn Russia but letting them genocide them, to voting for Donald Trump and or Kamala, it doesn't matter, both of them some shit, to letting certain shit happen, to let all our rights be taken away, to voting for women to get their rights taken away. This is insane shit. And it's disgusting. And for me, like, this is the world we live in. I'm gonna try to do more. After I'm done putting all those videos up for even my case. I want to prove to y'all that history spoke about the way the world was going to be, the way our country was going to shift to. And I want to prove to y'all that the Bible and the Quran talks about it too. All the prophets were right, and everything the prophets went through, we're going through right now, or I went through. I want to prove that to y'all. Since this is such a Christian country and y'all don't read y'all Bibles, I want to prove it to y'all. I'm going.